Hey, what is going on, guys? Xtimus here. So today we're going to be talking about all of the Diablo 2 items that made a return in Diablo 4. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Love you guys so much, and let's just get into the video. So the first item that is making a return from Diablo 2 is Andariel's Visage. And it's really similar to the original. It has a chance to trigger a Poison Nova. So that's like really similar to the original one in Diablo 2. It also has attack speed and lifesteal. So very similar to the original item from Diablo 2. Another item that we have is the Wind Force. Now, a lot of you guys know that the Wind Force is one of like the most iconic items in Diablo 2. This was probably the best item in the game for a certain amount of time because this item was actually worth like 40 Stones of Jordan, because Stones of Jordan was the currency in Diablo 2 for a while because they were so duped. So Wind Force used to be amazing. It's still really good in Diablo 2, and it's really cool to see that there's a return for the item in Diablo 4. And the next item is the Shaco. So as you guys can see, I'm wearing the Shaco Beanie right now. This video is actually sponsored by Archmage. He has a Etsy shop where he sells these beanies. I'm really happy to be sponsoring him. He has a lot of awesome Diablo 2 items for sale in his shop. So links are in the description below. If you guys want to check it out, get yourself a Shaco Beanie. As far as it being in Diablo 4, it's almost like the classic Shaco, because I remember the classic Shaco, I think, had it increased your maximum life by 40%. And this right here, it's showing that it increases your maximum life. Maybe they're just trying to go old school with it. You know, really cool to see his Shaco get a return in Diablo 4. I do kind of wish it was green. I don't know why it looks brown or like yellowish. So I really definitely hope that they change it to be green. I think like players would be a lot more excited to see the Shaco if it was green, because when you look at it, you probably wouldn't recognize it that much. It's still really cool to have the item back in the game, and it's probably one of the most iconic Diablo 2 items, next to like the Stone of Jordan. With the next one is Bariza. I used to call it Bariza. So this is one of the few items that's returning from Diablo 2 that isn't a unique item. So it's really just a legendary item, or as other people would say, is just a legendary aspect. So kind of like a random item from Diablo 2 that's making a return. And the next item is the Doombringer. So the Doombringer is like one of those swords that is really amazing that nobody uses. It has like really good survivability. So it seems like they definitely added some aspects from the original to Diablo 4, because it gives you a certain percentage of maximum life, and it does some kind of shadow damage, which seems to be kind of cool there. And then another return is the Frostburn Gauntlets. It definitely seems like they're trying to make this like a cold item. You know, it does do cold damage on the gloves, which is kind of rare to have like elemental damage on gloves. I actually never noticed that it has cold damage on there. Frostburns were really good for like energy shield sorceresses and things like that. It increases your mana by 40%. So Frostburn Gauntlets were actually really cool to have. 40% maximum mana is a ton. And just moving on here, so the next one is the Grandfather Sword. Now this is one of the really iconic items from Diablo 2. It was similar to the Wind Force. It was definitely worth a lot. During patch like 1.09, I believe this was the sword to have for like a Whirlwind Barbarian. It had a ton of enhanced damage, and it was something that was really worth a lot. And eventually when Diablo 2 got patched, you know, the monsters and everything got balanced a lot. So the Grandfather wasn't really like a good item anymore, and it's one of the rarest items in Diablo 2, and it definitely looks like they made it very similar to the original. It's going to be like a really good survivability item. So yeah, definitely pretty similar. It's just actually now the grandfather is kind of like giving bonuses to maximum life. So it seems like it's going to be more of like a survivability type weapon similar to Doombringer, which, you know, as I said before, Doombringer is like one of my favorite swords in Diablo 2 because it has so much survivability and it's just amazing, and nobody ever uses that item, so I always wondered why. And this is the next one, is the Stone of Jordan ring. So for right now, I don't think the Stone of Jordan is in Diablo 4. This is a screenshot right here from BlizzCon, because there were a lot of people getting the Stone of Jordan when they were testing Diablo 4 at BlizzCon, and this seems like it was really early in the itemization of Diablo 4. And you guys know this is the most iconic item probably in Diablo 2. I tried searching on the internet everywhere to see where the Stone of Jordan is in Diablo 4. I checked the max roll and I didn't see it anywhere. So I don't know if maybe they're just going to use it for, you know, a new patch, and they're going to use it for some kind of hype, or possibly even some kind of super event. Maybe they'll add like a Diablo clone or something like that. It's a really iconic item, so they're probably really trying to think about what they could do with the item, possibly, instead of it just being like a random item in the game like it was in Diablo 3. I really think that they could probably try to do something cool with the ring, like maybe spawn like a world boss or something like that. I think that would be a really good idea because the ring is so iconic, and I think if they mentioned some kind of event like that with the Stone of Jordan, they had like a similar Diablo clone in Diablo 4, I think that would bring like a lot of hype to the game. So I definitely think that's a good idea. So even though, you know, it's a different game, there's lots of really cool things that are similar to Diablo 2. And some of the items are, you know, just kind of gives you like that nostalgia trip. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and you guys take care, and I love you guys so much.